Hello all. Today things look a little familiar. This is basically the same reading layout that I just recently filmed, and just, long story short, I was guided, right, to do it again. So the message was, do it again. And in the spirit of experimenting, I was going to say what, experimentalization? Sure. Okay, experimenting. Keep it simple. Yeah, I'm going to kind of continue, expand, if you will, on sort of the now known kind of theme of archetypes. I am not going to introduce the decks or the makers of the decks, although I did not mention these are the God and Goddesses of Japan by Yukio Ono. That was not mentioned in my previous video. Yeah, so if you would like to know, I think I will probably add those in the description. Also, yeah, they're mentioned in my last video. Same with the supporting stones. I will not go into definitions for selenite, green tremulite, and super 7. I will, however, like introducing to the stage this big beauty, right? This is something that was like, yeah, I'm coming to the party. Okay, this is Arvensonite, and I believe that was named after the person who discovered this stone. Nice, big, kind of powerful stone. Oh, speaking of experimenting, I'm also trying out maybe a closer camera angle. So maybe the cards have more to say. They also, right, are challenging me to like literally not see like anything that I'm doing via the camera, so I'm just focusing on the cards here. So back to our friend here, our Vendicite. This crystal, right, promotes spiritual growth and clarity, which I need, right? Through the third eye and the crown chakra. Okay, I see. Enhancing psychic abilities like intuition and clairvoyance. Oh, you're special. Also valued for mental and emotional balance, helps organize thoughts. Yes, now I know why you are here for me. Calm the emotional body and provide protection from negative energy. Ooh, lovely. So from the last video on archetypes, we also touched on the understanding of, levels of consciousness. And so when I think of the third and crown chakra, like, ooh, like we're getting up there. So very, very cool. Okay. So, again, also, this is a pretty close, like, crunch, if you will, before I actually have to start working. I've never filmed this close to like actual, like, time of having to switch gears. So, this, right, little bit of a speed run, if you will. So without that, okay, no more talking. Let's go ahead, and again, I think that is sort of why this is sort of do it again. You've already done it. Go with the flow. Trust yourself. Trust the process, right? Oh, you get a little friend. There you go. Okay, so with the archetype oracle, right? And whenever I do repeat, I'm always super curious to see, oh, are the same cards going to come out? New cards, new information. Perhaps this was a little bit of manifestation. I mentioned how, you know, getting only one card is sort of like, oh, you know, you want more than one card to like learn more about the deck, and perhaps, you know, wishes granted, right? Be careful what you wish for. I don't know why I said that. But yeah. So also, again, I think, again, I'm receiving additional like guidance on how to, it's a process of expansion and simplification, right? Which is clarification, right? In also how to move forward with kind of balancing out different types of readings, because besides a repeat of a process or style, I'm always like having other like ideas, you know, in the background, but not going to fit within this time constraint. So, hey, let's just, you know, if it ain't broke, don't fix it, right? So let's go ahead, shift. Again, archetypes. What do we need to learn about archetypes? What is the message? Oh, okay. Do we take more? Do we go with one? I like to go with one. Okay, let's go with one. Okay. Here we go. Yeah. I'm just going to repeat, rinse and repeat. Okay. And again, these are the Novice Witch oracles. October is a very witchy type of month. I'm not a very witchy person. Oh yeah, I'm now doing tarot and oracle readings and talking about mysticism and talking with crystals. So is that witchy? Perhaps. Maybe I need a reframe on my idea of witch, right? Yeah. We'll see. I appreciate, right, the empowerment of witches, of Wiccan, of you know, that. Is it for me? I don't know. We'll see. But for today, right? Archetypes. Now we know that there are leaders, pioneers, movers and shakers in the spiritual movement, in spirituality, in concepts of spirituality. I'm good. I'm taking just those two, right? And we'll do it a little differently because I got so excited and flipped these over last time, but I want a little surprise today. Why not? Okay. And let me just make sure everything is still in camera frame. Cool. Okay. Okay. And God and Goddesses of Japan. Okay. What I realized in the last reading is, again, and I've seen this in other Japanese tarot and oracle videos. Sometimes these are kind of what are sort of like the end note is how I like to put it, right? So we get sort of some messaging, and then you get this sort of like message of support. And I felt like that's what we got with the last archetype kind of process. You know, the messaging through the Japanese, you know, god or goddess is really usually one of comfort, or more of a like future sense, right? Like, you know, like don't forget there's more to come. That's a good way to put it. Okay. Thank you. God and Goddesses of Japan. Okay. All right. They're feeling good and shuffled. Okay. No, I cannot force or control. If we get repeats, we get repeats. I don't know where that energy's coming from. It's fine. It's fine. Okay. Message of support. Let's frame it that way. Oh, multiple messages. Hello, dudes. We've got some gods here. And since they're flipped over, might as well welcome them, right? Let's make a little room here. And, oh, okay. Ooh, this is already quite interesting. Okay, well, I guess let's just go ahead and see what we have in store. Kind of like doing this one last. So let's move on to who are the witches of the day. Ursula Kemp, family. Cauldron, super witchy, rebirth. Ooh. I have no idea who this is. Okay. She's holding a lamb ghost. I don't know. Ooh. Oh no. Remember, this stone helps not just with intuition, but clairvoyance. Does she speak to the dead? I don't know. Oh. There's lots of animals here. Maybe it's more related to animal spirits. There's a cat. There's a frog. I believe that's like a goat or billy goat or something. I don't think it's a dog. I don't know. We'll find out. Okay, and last but not least, let's see. Good, we're still on camera frame. Archetype. Kim Krantz, what do you have for us? Ooh. Oh, this is cool. Doing this again is cool. Honestly, I could probably do this for like a couple days straight. The ring. And again, ooh, the eye, right? And this like snaky, coily energy. What type of ring is that, right? Oh, well, it's funny. I think of like that Japanese movie, right? Ringu, like the ring. Ooh. But also, right, we're getting into right, Wheel of Fortune, the world, the ring, the cycle, commitment. Wow. Let's start here. All right, let's these colors. Let me pause again before I jump into the guidebook. If we're bringing in some of the chakra type of, sense as well, we got the reds, we got root chakra, we got some like sacral kind of orange and little yellow maybe, but mainly the reds, a little purple here, getting back into the third eye. Like all these like colors are now like synthesizing in my processing. So I'm like, ooh, okay. In the universe, the beautiful universe. Floating out in space. Ooh. Alone in space. Alone? All encompassing? Contradiction? Both and? I don't know. There's a lot going on. Okay. Let's see. Okay. The ring and these Roman numerals that I've shared before, I'm not good with. And is it that I'm not good with, or I just haven't learned it yet? I haven't bothered to learn it yet. Let's see. L. Here we go. LV. Do. Okay. The ring. Ooh. Okay. I like to start here. The infinite. The wheel. Right? The tarot. Right? The connection. Okay. Take stock of the jewels you adorn yourself with. Watch out for rings you wear out of habit that keep you connected to the old you. Oh, what is that about? Are you wearing rings that are weighing you down? Are you wearing... That's not okay. I know for some people that are choosing to no longer stay married, that is, you know, part of a transformation, right? Releasing the old version of you to literally, you know, create a new life. So I have many individuals now in my thoughts with that. That yeah, are receiving lots of support and compassion as they have courage to take the risk, you know, to move on, to try something more aligned with who they strive to be in this lifetime. I'll just say that. Okay. Let's see. Study images of the mandala, the unus mundus, the Ouroboros, and the medicine wheel. Yes, yes, yes. Love it, love it, love it. Right? All these, again, cultural reminders of how, you know, this is all interconnected. Yeah, the ring is an image of connectedness. Rather than viewing life as linear, as a series of progressive achievements, the ring challenges us to sense the cyclical, infinite nature of our world and experiences. Beginnings and endings fall by the wayside as we practice seeing ourselves as part of the cosmic circularity of creation. Again, right? Just a reinforcement, right? A reinforcement. For this reason, it's no surprise a ring is worn on the finger to represent eternal love that surpasses space, time, and worldly things. Okay, again, yeah, I'm not going to read the rest of it. There's more there. If you want to, there it is. 3, 2, 1. Okay. Wow. Again. So now bringing this into the theme of archetype. Ooh. Wow. I can't cover those up. I need those. What am I doing? What am I doing? What am I doing? There we go. Okay. Yeah, because I need this next. Okay. So yeah, kind of briefly identified these animal spirits, right? And, you know, is she, you know, Puritan? Is she Amish? Is she Mennonite? You know, this type of hat, right? Interesting. Ooh, these wisps, spiritual wisps. Okay. But cauldron, I didn't even notice, right? Again, right? Plants, herbs, medicine, medicinal medicine, rebirth, wheel, cycle, healing. Are we boiling up some healing? Universe. Using medicine to connect to the universe. Coloring. Look, we got this sort of red swirly goodness, Cute. Synchronicity is cute. Okay, let's move on. Ursula Kemp. Who are you, my dear? Let's see. And remember, family, okay? Ursula Kemp was one of the women tried for witchcraft in the English village of St. Osyth? Sure. As was common in these trials, her role as a healer was confused with that of a witch. Too many parallels there, especially for empowered women, okay? But The most interesting aspect about her was her belief in her familiars. Okay, Titty, a gray cat, Tiffin, a white lamb, Piggin, a black female toad, and Jack, a black cat that would suck her blood. Okay. When we think of her as an oracle, this aspect of her life is interpreted positively. Sure. She represents recognition of our true family, one that is not tied by blood. Okay. Is that why the cat's sucking the blood? I don't know. She urges reciprocal trust and care for those who are smaller and weaker than we are, whether they are living creatures or part of our own soul. Oh, that's beautiful. That's beautiful. Familiars. There's a lot of stuff online now that's like, your cat's not just a cat. It's a guardian. If you have cats, maybe, see if if you can hear what your cat's trying to say to you. I don't know. That's just kind of coming through. Cauldron, rebirth. Okay. So then not everything in here is a person. Oh, there's a bunch of stuff in here. Okay. Cauldron. Well, she's not a witch, right? She's a healer. Sorry, Ursula. Okay. Witches mix potions, prepare elixirs, and sometimes cook soups full of herbs in their cauldrons. They can draw from the cauldron by sipping powerful concoctions, or they can enter the cauldron itself, and the magic returns them to the world renewed. Oh, it is a symbol of abundance and prosperity. In ancient mythology, heroes and gods emerge from cauldrons stronger, whereas terrifying witches use it as a means of transportation to fly through the woods. In the cauldron, cosmic energies mingle in the cauldron, and opposites meet, creating new forces. As an oracle, it reveals a moment of personal and collective rebirth. Let us immerse ourselves in the universe. Oh. For me, the cauldron represents a hot bath. And if you can add medicinal herbs or oils into that bath, you can access the universe. Yeah. Wow. It's like heating up the water, right? Immersing yourself in the potion, cleansing, keeping those pathways clear, right? Again, right? Levels of consciousness, clearing away the blockage, keeping the pathway clear, keeping the route to the flow to the third eye, the crown chakra, right? The ability to connect to higher realms, higher self. Oh. Wow. Cool. Again, no repeats either. Very cool. Learning additional information to reinforce an idea of archetype, right? Of not just archetype. This really does more, expanding into spiritual language. How do we boost up our spiritual vocabulary? How do we honor those that came before, right? How do we recognize where there may already be spiritual practices in place that we didn't notice before? Ooh, okay. Okay, not bad for a abbreviated process. And of course, we're not done just yet. We now have our gods. Okay? We have Take Minaka ta no Kami. Minaka, yeah, sure. Taka Minaka no Kami, okay? And Izanaki no Mikoto. Mikoto must mean something, and I know Kami means something in regards to like God or spirit. I will have to look that up. I will have to learn. So let's see. Where are you guys? Ooh, okay, well there's you, but let's start with, where are you? These are so cute. I love these. And I love how vibrant I think the reason why I was really drawn to these when I saw them in some of the Japanese tarot readings is the colors. They're just vivid, gorgeous. Okay. Takemi Nakata no Kami. Okay. Tell me your dreams. What is it you would really like to do? Delve inside again for the answer. Even if your dreams seem beyond reach, there is always value in trying. I will help you overcome your doubt. Oh, listen and you will see, knowing what you really want. Overcoming doubt. Nice. Oh, this card poses the question, what does your heart desire? Are you doing what you always wanted to do? Releasing old connection to old self. Or have you given up on your dreams in the belief that you haven't a chance? The greatest obstacle to achievement is your own self-doubt. Self-doubt is in the lower level of consciousness, right? Or perhaps it is the thing blocking, right, from the suffering. It is the narrative, the self-belief, the sense of powerlessness, the giving too much power and energy to things outside of yourself, external influences, if you will. Oh, that brings me to something I did want to speak briefly to. Oh boy, is this the right timing? I don't know. Self-doubt, right? Social media is conditioning others to become people pleasers, right? And when you become a people pleaser, you are no longer honoring your integrity. You are literally basing your decisions, your behaviors, how you should feel on external forces. And yeah, that in the short term, right, is validating, gratifying, but lacking agency, lacking that like ability to go inward, right? What does your heart desire to be conditioned to not rock the boat, right? Does your heart desire to, like be like everyone else, to not offend, and let's be clear, there's a difference between, causing harm, right? Being offensive, being aggressive, versus being strong. being capable of thinking for yourself, not relying on the external to give you all the answers. Oh my goodness. I don't think I can have any more readings without bringing up AI. I'm not going to. But again, the message is be mindful, be discerning. We are being conditioned to not think for ourselves, to pacify our own ability to strengthen self-awareness and therefore, again, rise up in levels of consciousness. Yeah, that's all I'll say on that. Overcome your own doubt and lean upon your own beliefs. Yes, yes. Have trust in whatever happens by going deep inside yourself through meditation. You will catch a glimpse of the clear crystal of your soul. Your crystal is one of a kind, a form of perfect beauty, a form that can guide you toward your soul's purpose, like the trail of ice or Omawatari, the forms on the surface of Lake Suwa. That is definitely in Japan, right? Ooh, I know I always say this, but I have to. Again, I've never seen these cards. I've never read this description. I love this process. I love that we're aligned, we're connected, right? Okay, me and this God, we're on the same page. So yeah, that feels right. That feels right. Let's see what this one has to say. There you are. Ooh, give substance to your thoughts. Substance takes form through logos or spoken word. Did logos come in the archetype? I'll have to look back on it. Experience the power of definitive speech by following through on your words you speak with feelings of gratitude. I will see to it that you are heard. Gratitude is such a generative energy. Compassion probably is, to me, my personal take on it, right? Compassion is the most generative energy. Maybe now it's going to be joy or something else. There's more of it, right? But gratitude is right there in with compassion as generative. And when I say generative, I mean you lose nothing. You lose nothing. When you are in compassion, it is for you and others. You lose nothing. It takes nothing from you to be in a state of compassion, right? And gratitude. Gratitude is your own little like serotonin boost, right? You know, a lot of like therapy, self-help, whatever, like make a list, make a gratitude list. Sure. But more importantly, allow yourself to have a relationship with gratitude. I believe it literally is changing some of the biochemical, well, serotonin, I just said it, right? It's shifting some of the like biochemical release, right? Gratitude is expansive. Gratitude is a reframe, right? Instead of being pessimistic or doubtful, right? That reframe, right? Oh, at least I have enough time to do this reading before work. At least I have wonderful messaging coming through into my life now. At least I have, safe, family and friends, right? There's so many ways to reframe a negative to a positive. It just takes practice. Did that come up? It might have. I don't know. It just takes practice. Ooh, let's see what more this God has to share in his wisdom. Okay? Substance, fulfilling promises, gratitude. These two are talking to each other. What is your heart desire? Oh, I don't know. I'm trying to fulfill a promise. Maybe if I ask what my heart desires, I can fulfill my promises. Okay. Oh, I don't want to read that first part. It's a lot of delicious history. I don't have time. Ooh, regardless of your gender, it is time for you to connect with your masculine side. Okay, we're getting into some divine masculine, right? And give substance and structure to your energy. And okay, any uncertainty within you will begin to take on a definitive shape. Ooh. Izanagi no Mikoto is calling your attention to the power of a definitive statement. He is also a god of purification. Here we go again. Love, love, love. Very Shinto, purification. If you would like his help, first scrape off anything you don't need and focus your awareness. Yeah, when you embark on a spiritual journey, which means, strengthening your spiritual awareness, right away, things either need to fall away or will fall away, right? Whether it is, oh, stop drinking coffee. Oh, start bathing in salt. Oh, start setting boundaries with people who want to hold you down. Start letting go of old versions of yourself. Release the not even commitment, the obligation to how others want you to be versus who you want to be. Ooh. Okay. Oh. Live each day with gratitude. Say the simple words of thank you. Arigatou gozaimasu. Work as a vocal good luck. Work as a vocal good luck charm. Dang. Okay. You got to be able to speak in order to be a vocal good luck charm. Oh, because I'm ignoring my tea. Oops. Oh my goodness. Lots of ginger and honey today because the weather's a little chillier. Yes, I need my voice. I need my masculine energy to resonate through this message. Also, this is about integrity. Keep your word. Is there something you said you would do, but have yet to take action? Promises voiced but not kept are an obstacle to the fulfillment of future words spoken. Make sure you follow through on the commitments you make to others and to yourself, because each word you speak shapes your future. Ooh, I've got another wheel here. Another wheel here. Ooh. Make sure you follow through on the commitments. Okay. Yeah. Wow. Yeah, I mean, that's pretty straightforward, right? But also, what I said earlier about be mindful of being conditioned to be a people pleaser. Because if you are saying yes to everything without setting a boundary, if you are agreeing, that's more the message. If you are agreeing to everything because that's the way you're supposed to act, right? In the guise of harmony. How harmonious is your spirit when you are not speaking your truth, or you are cultivating a fear to be honest because others are going to judge or criticize you? Oh, giving that much power to others? Oh, it's not fair to you. It is not fair to you, and it is not fair to them, to be honest. It is, like I said in my last reading, it is bypassing, right? It's getting by. It's keeping the energy, honestly, at this lower level of consciousness going back and forth, like, dislike, you know? Attachment, right? Just quantifiable value based on the opinions of others. Great. If that works for you, good for you, right? If you want a higher sense of self, if you want to actually tap into your actual heart's desire, then think about removing, scraping away the energy, the influence, the attachment that is not coming from you as the primary source. I love this description, your crystal soul, right? It's clouded over, it's mucked over, right? You can't see the shine. You can't see how multifaceted it is. And it's not just conditioning by social media. It is conditioning by society. It is conditioning by depending on identity, right? On the rigidity of assigned, labels, assigned definitions, again, that is all like mechanisms of control and oppression and the insidiousness now of social media. And again, it is a double-edged sword, right? It is swords, tarot, intellect, intuition, okay? It is, right, social media, social connection. It is an avenue for empowerment to find your familiars, right? To find your chosen family, to find the like minds and like energies, right? That really again reinforce what you believe in, and at the same time, it is being horribly abused to manipulate your life, your reality, the experience of your reality. These younger generations being conditioned so early, already feeling insecure in their developing identity, right? This whole insidiousness of measuring, like, dislike, quantify, numbers, everything is just staying in this lower consciousness when we need more revolution. We need more new, expansive ideas. We need more generative healing. We need more of gratitude, not selfishness, not comparison. We need to be reminded we are in this together. If we put our collective energies together, not only are we feeling more secure, but we are providing security for others. Oh crap, I've got to get ready for work. Okay, wow. Thank you. Let me see. Oh, my hands are in there. Okay, hello. Thank you for coming into this energy. Thank you for paying attention to what gets in the way of your heart's desire, right? The fear of persecution, right? Even if you're just going about minding your own damn business, others, right? The positive of external validation, right? Oh, yeah, you get to feel great because everyone else thinks you're great, but it's conditional, right? Because if they then decide they don't like what they see, then all of a sudden it is negative external validation. And if that then defines how you get to feel about yourself, ooh, yeah. That's not compassionate towards self. That's not compassionate towards self. You deserve so much more, so much more, so much more in this lifetime. So much more, so much more. Okay, well, y'all, have a great day. I'm mindful of the word productive, you know, it's got to be, again, mindful, right? Because it's, you know, it's a conditional quality, especially when it comes to work, right? Productivity. But in the simplest sense, right? Have a day full of meaning and gratitude, okay? If we can be productive in a day of gratitude, then maybe that's not so bad. Take good care. Bye-bye.